Let's talk about one of the most maddening feelings on the planet. You are bone tired, just completely exhausted, but your brain has decided that right now, this is the perfect time to throw a party for every single anxiety you've ever had. We're going to get into the hidden reasons why your mind just refuses to power down when you need it to most.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've had a ridiculously long day. You finally crawl into bed, you turn out the lights, and just as you're about to drift off, bam, your brain just lights up. It's either replaying some awkward conversation from 6 hours ago or spinning up a dozen different disaster scenarios for tomorrow. It feels like a total glitch, right? Well, it's actually anything but.
Most of us just write this off as a bad case of insomnia. But what's really going on is, well, it's a lot more fascinating than that. This isn't really about your inability to fall asleep. It's all about what your brain is actively doing in that quiet, dark room.
And here's the big aha moment. That late night overthinking, it's not a sign that your brain is broken. It's actually a defense mechanism. Think about it. After a day that was probably full of things you couldn't control, your brain is just desperately trying to get some of that control back.
So how does it try to do that? Well, it usually pulls out two main strategies, two little mental habits that feel super productive at the moment, but are actually the very things keeping you wide awake. Let's break them down. So on the one hand, your brain gets obsessed with replaying the past. It's digging through old conversations, picking apart your mistakes, just trying to figure out what it all meant. And on the other hand, it's rehearsing the future, just spinning up these endless what-if scenarios to try and prepare for whatever's coming. Both of these are driven by the exact same need, the need to feel prepared. There's a word for that first one, rumination. It's when your brain gets stuck on a loop, like a record skipping on the same lyric over and over. You're re-examining every tiny detail, that weird look your boss gave you, or that one-word text you got. Your brain thinks if it just analyzes it a little more, it can crack the code. But really, you're just mentally stuck on a treadmill. The moment is over, but your mind refuses to leave. And this quote, this really gets to the heart of that second strategy. Your brain is running on this fundamental belief. If I can just predict every possible outcome for that meeting tomorrow or that tough conversation I need to have, then nothing can surprise me. It's this desperate search for certainty in a world that's, completely uncertain.
But here's the kicker. This whole big effort to gain control, it's just an illusion. And it's an illusion that has some pretty serious side effects that are, ironically, making everything so much worse. Just look at how this all backfires. The brain's goal is to feel prepared by predicting the future, but what you actually get is a massive spike in anxiety. It wants to get some clarity by replaying the past, but all it really creates is more confusion and mental noise. It's trying so hard to find control, but it just ends up trapping you in this exhausting, endless loop. So, what this all boils down to is that your brain isn't shutting off because it's still on the clock. It's working overtime. It's trying to process this incredibly heavy cognitive load. So it's not really that you can't sleep, it's that your brain is just way too busy running all these high-intensity programs at once.
Okay, so what in the world can you actually do about this, like tonight? Well, the good news is the solution isn't about fighting your thoughts or trying to be tougher. It's actually about a really simple, but honestly profound shift in how you approach it. The real secret here isn't to force yourself to sleep. It's to start teaching your brain that it's okay to not have all the answers. It's about learning to tolerate uncertainty. Because really, at its core, that's all overthinking is. A deep, deep discomfort with the unknown.
So, what does that look like in practice? Here are 4 steps you can try. First, just notice it's happening. Acknowledge the loop. Ah, there it is. My brain is doing that thing again. Second, gently remind yourself, okay, my brain is just trying to keep me safe. That's all this is. Third, and this is the big one, consciously decide to let go. Tell yourself, I do not need to solve the entire world's problems at 2 a.m. And finally, just accept the uncertainty. Stop fighting for a sense of control that you never really had in the first place.
And this is why it actually works. When you let go of that intense, desperate need for answers, you send this powerful, all-clear signal to your nervous system. You're basically telling it, hey, we're safe, even with all these loose ends. And that signal right there, that's the permission your brain has been waiting for to finally power down. Look, this isn't about being lazy or ignoring your real problems. Not at all. It's about understanding what your brain is trying so hard to do and then just compassionately guiding it towards what it actually needs, which is rest. So the next time your mind is racing at midnight, just remember this. There is nothing wrong with you. Your brain is not broken. It is just working overtime trying to protect you. And honestly, just knowing that, it can change everything.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought to take to bed with you. Later tonight, just ask yourself this one simple question. What problem, what worry, what uncertainty can I give myself permission not to solve just for tonight?